Have you ever had one of those days where a single comment, just one little word, completely throws off your entire vibe? Well, we're about to dive into a powerful story that offers a simple but honestly profound way to handle that exact feeling. I mean, you know that feeling, right? One rude word from someone, maybe a dismissive look, and bam! Suddenly your mind is buzzing, your chest feels heavy, and the whole day just feels, well, off. It happens to all of us. And here's the thing, the real turning point in all this, we often lose our cool not because of what happened, but because of our reaction to what happened. The real power isn't about controlling other people, it's about mastering our own response. So let's talk about that emotional weight, the baggage we end up collecting from all these little negative moments. Look, forget about winning arguments or getting a last word in. The real victory, it's about protecting your own internal peace. When you can stay calm on the inside, you've already won the situation on the outside. But how do we actually do that? Well, let's find the answer in this amazing story about a young man named Thomas and the very, very heavy burden he chose to carry with him every single day. So, meet Thomas. This guy was physically strong, but inside, his heart was just never at peace. Every harsh word he got, he fired one right back. He'd carry insults around for days, just replaying them in his head over and over. People saw him as this angry man, but underneath it all, he was just so tired. And this is where the story gets really powerful, with this central metaphor, the stones. See, every single time someone hurt Thomas's feelings, he'd imagine picking up a stone and just dropping it into a bag he carried on his back. And you can imagine what happened, right? Week by week, that bag just got heavier and heavier and heavier. He started walking with this bent back and a gloomy face, totally unable to even see the beauty of the world around him. He was literally weighed down by all the negativity he chose to carry. So, feeling this absolutely crushing weight, Thomas leaves his village. He starts climbing this mountain path, and it's right here that an encounter happens that just changes, well, everything. Up on the path, he meets this old merchant, who is so light on his feet, so gentle he seems to carry no weight at all. The merchant sees Thomas struggling and asks him about the stones. After Thomas explains, the merchant gives him this incredible lesson. He places one stone on the ground and says, "Their harsh words are like this stone. They left it here and walked away." Then, he hands the other stone to Thomas. "But this stone, the one in your hand, this is your reaction. You chose to pick it up, you chose to carry it." And boom, those words just hit Thomas. It was like this quiet thunder, and suddenly he got it. All this time, he'd been collecting stones that were never his to carry in the first place. The weight wasn't the insult, it was his decision to hold on to it. This realization, it's the turning point. Thomas finally understands that he, and only he, holds the power to release his own burden. So, encouraged by this wise old merchant, Thomas opens his bag. One by one, he takes out the stones, all the old insults, the lingering hurts, and he gently places them back on the ground. And the effect is immediate. With every single stone he releases, the pressure in his chest just eases up. He can breathe again. His shoulders rise, and for the first time in years, he actually looks up and sees the color of the sky. Now, here's the best part. Thomas doesn't just leave the stones on the mountain. He brings the lesson back to his village. Every time someone is rude or harsh, he just pauses for a second and he asks himself this one simple, powerful question. And you know what? Most of the time, the answer is no. His whole life changes. He becomes lighter, clearer, and just so much more open to the world. Okay, so how can we actually apply this? Because this isn't just a nice story, right? It's a practical guide. Let's walk through a super simple 1-minute practice inspired by Thomas that you can use literally every single day. And it really is this simple. Before you sleep, just take 60 seconds. Sit quietly, place a hand on your chest. Think of one thing from your day that felt heavy. Now, imagine it as a stone. And you can even whisper it. "This is not mine. I release it." Then take a slow breath out and just imagine placing that stone on the ground. Let it go. Let it belong to yesterday. We can't control the stones that other people might leave on our path. We just can't. But we always have a choice. Are we going to pick them up? The power to protect our own peace? It's been in our hands the whole time. So as you go about the rest of your day, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What weight are you carrying right now that isn't really yours? What stone will you decide to leave behind today?